All right, guys. Rubicon Ridge.
Yes.
This is the epic trail for Hot Springs Off-Road Park. The most notorious badge of honor for the Hot Springs Off-Road Park. And let me tell you, you put some work in on it.
Oh yeah.
I'll have a link on here to our full-length video for it. All it is you see the sign in, you see the trail, and you see the sign out. No stops, nothing else. So I'll get that posted up there.
No talking, no nothing.
But Rubicon Ridge was absolutely awesome. I found it phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
The absolute hardest part of the trail that you can't avoid is pretty much the gatekeeper. You get about a quarter mile in, you make a right turn, and then it is literally a 20 degree drop, or 20 degree downhill angle with loose rocks.
Yeah, and
once you're there, you're committed.
It's not just loose rock. It's anywhere from 3 to 5 inch rock.
And bigger.
Oh yeah, there were some bigger.
Yeah, definitely some.
And it's just loose. And like, I've watched a bunch of videos and stuff on it, and they talk about, oh, it's shale and it's stuff. It's not. It's rock.
There's some shale in it, but that's not the entirety of it. But yeah.
Realistically, though, on that, as long as you take your time, go slow, and do not stomp the brakes, it's not bad.
You can put it into 4 low as well if that helps you, and just let it roll, because your gears and engine will actually slow you down but not lock it up.
Unless you're Uriah.
There was
unless you're Uriah.
We had rocks roll past us faster than we were moving. It was so steep.
Yeah.
You would knock them loose and they would just roll.
But it goes down for roughly, I think, 300 yards, and then you actually hit a split. The right side is hard, the left side is easy. The left side's been extra cut, and it's just, you go up and it's just a little bit more down.
Yeah, you got your bypass.
The right side, I will get you a video up. It is on the main one, but I actually have a drone video of me going down it. Unfortunately, Patrick had to back out to let Uriah move to the left-hand side, but it easily had a 24 to maybe even 30-inch drop-off. I have 4-inch lift, 37-inch tires, and I still hit my rock rail and my bedrock rails.
Yeah.
So, but it is a lot of off-camber angles. It was fun. It was phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Amazing to watch, third person as well.
How do you know? You weren't there.
So, the rest of the trail, once you pass the gatekeeper and either one of those, the trail is great. It's got some ups and downs, it's got some lefts and rights, it's got some blind hills, but it is a one-way trail, so you don't have to worry about someone coming at you.
And every obstacle has a bypass.
Yes, every obstacle after the initial first 300 drop, and like I said, it's roughly 20 degrees, and when you get to that, the left side, probably, it's no more than 18, but that right side, there are a couple more places that I think I actually pushed closer to 23 degrees. But every obstacle after that, yes, has some sort of bypass. There actually is only one other, there's only one other major one. No, there's two. There's two other major obstacles, but they're both near the end.
What was the one where he had all the flags?
All the what?
He's talking about the
rock garden at the end of it. Yeah, the rock garden at the end of it. So, anywho, the trail just going down, there's, like I said, lots of ups, downs, lefts, rights, all that good stuff. It's a relatively easy trail once you get on it and pass the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
Then, towards the last third, there's another one. It's just a ravine, and it's a ravine, let me tell you. Lots of off-camber angles, easy 24 inches ish ledges or rocks that you have to climb up to cause off-camber angles, and our trucks are just barely wide enough to fit through there.
You talking about that muddy spot?
No muddy spot.
Oh, I thought you was talking about where we come down and it's banked back. It's not really a major obstacle unless it's wet.
Oh, yeah, there was another little one. There's no bypass for it, but it's super easy. Roughly 20 to 22 degrees down, but you're only talking 50 to 60 feet down. If it gets muddy, I'm sure it can get a whole lot hairier. You get down, and then it's an immediate backup. The ravine, it's probably another 200 to 300 yard one. Once you get past the initial part of it, it's just a climb up. I think I hit 22 degrees upward, because this is an upward climb. I think I hit roughly 22 degrees was my highest that I got, and it was just I picked up and got over a ledge, and that was the 22 degrees. Patrick did it. I have Patrick's filmed, and I'll get it on here as well and show you guys what that looks like.
All I know is, like y'all had it easy with your automatics and all that. But let me say this.
Hey, you saved $2,000, let me tell you.
I sure did. But my 513 gears and the 6-speed, I put that thing in second gear all day, and I went up everything with, and I've got all terrains. I don't even have mud terrains, and I went everywhere.
And they're half wore out by now.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
I know.
No, they're not. There is a third obstacle, a third major obstacle, I'll rephrase it, that has a bypass. I dubbed it the rock garden. That's kind of what it is.
I think it's perfect for it.
So, in all technicality, there are 3 entrances to this and 2 exits. So, if you go far right, if you stick to the right the whole time at the rock garden, it is the absolute easiest part of it. You go around, you see the big rocks to the left, you make your way around, there's a little bit of a dip, and then there's a little bit of a climb, no more than 16, 18 degrees.
No.
No?
Far right was hard.
All the way to the right is where me and you went up.
No, we went all the way to the left.
No, we did not.
Yes, we did.
No, you didn't.
I will bring up the video. Yes, we
Pause.
went full left.
Pause.
Okay, so after further review, I was wrong. The one that I was thinking of was the
ravine
going uphill, which was by far the hardest one.
It was. It was by far the hardest obstacle.
You're right. The far right on the rock garden at the end is the easy. My bad.
Yeah, but you go full right. You go finish the rest of it, or you go down the trail. You hit some shale. You get over that. It's a narrower path, but the 392 had no problems getting through it, and then you go up. So
it looked intimidating.
Back from that, there's actually two other paths that get up to the hard, or again, what I would call the hard side. One is very obvious. You're coming down the trail, it splits off. You see it go up, and it makes a little bit of a hill, and then goes up to the bigger rocks. I skipped that one and actually hit the second one, which ended up being harder because there's actually rock shelves to get up. Then even once you make that, you have to make your little turn to get on top of the big rock shelf.
Yeah.
So you hit that, and then you've got one more rock shelf, and that pulls you up to where the right and the left meet.
Yeah, where the bypass meets.
Plus you were leading, and then you would get there, come out and spot for us.
Yes.
Which
So
it seem easier for us.
Yes. So I led, and I hit all of these, and I'm making these decisions on the fly. I'd never done the Rubicon Ridge before.
None of us had.
None of us had. I did push Patrick in a little bit of a wrong direction, so he did the far left. Well, he made it up, but then he kind of high-centered and kind of shifted to the right. And had he had another maybe inch or two of ground clearance, he would have made it. But there was a spot a little bit further to the right. If he had straightened up to it, he would have made it a whole lot easier. A little bit of a judgment call on my side, but we still made it up.
There for easy.
So, but then once he made it up that other rock shelf, we made it to the end. Yeah. So once you hit the end of the Rubicon Ridge Trail, there's actually a split. There's Prothane's Point, which is where we went, and then back to Road 5. Prothane's Point is another quarter mile at best, and then it brings you up to this absolutely beautiful ridge.
Which is where we had lunch.
Which is where we had lunch, which is where I'm going to throw up some pictures, where we had all 4 Jeeps up. I got the drone out. I got some really cool pictures of us, and I may even have a video of how fast the weather moved in while we were still up there. Yeah. So I may throw that in there too and be on my phone. Yeah, it was a matter of seconds, and you just saw.
We were planning our next trail, and as we were eating, we didn't finish our sandwich, and all of a sudden, change of plan.
Yeah, we gotta go back to the bay.
That's where we had our other people join in and asked if they could join the cruise.
Yeah, that's where he joined in. Okay, so like I said, I absolutely loved it. If it wasn't for the price of the park, I would love to go back and do it again. Patrick, what were your thoughts on Rubicon Ridge?
Oh man, it was the trail I was probably the most worried about going there because of other people's videos and just hearing people talk about it that had been there. But like you said, the worst part of the whole day, or not the whole day, the whole trail, was literally that drop in.
That gatekeeper, yeah.
Yeah, and it was mostly just unnerving because of the loose rock. Because when you're on top of it and start sliding, there's nothing you can do about it.
Just ride it.
It's not just the loose rock, because there were a few drops off rocks in that first drop.
Yeah, but
It makes it slick.
Yeah.
So it's what she's talking about is it's like where the water's rushed off, but it's eroded some of it. So you have some of these, little drop-ins at different places. And yes, it is. It's washed that out and eroded some of that out. So you have little drops.
Yeah, they're
nothing more. Yeah, nothing more than 10, 12
inches.
inches.
You're dropping off to the approach. It does appear that you're looking off the side of the canyon, to where if you make a mistake, it could go south.
It could go really.
So it's very intimidating.
Yes.
So
but thrilling and enthusiastic.
Mind you, Casey's 392 has the Extreme Recon package. So in a sense, from a stock JL, she has about a 1.5 inch lift is all she has. Oh, the 2 inch lift. You're right, a 2 inch lift. So she has a 2 inch lift over a stock JL running 35 inch tires. Yes, she has a big, huge Hemi engine. But height-wise, going over these, it did seem a little bit different for her than it did for us running, or for me even running 37s.
We may have heard 10 or 30 times, I only have a 2 inch. I don't know. I only have a 2 inch lift. But she did great.
Well, from my standpoint, okay, these guys have been wheeling for quite some time. I have only had a Jeep for 3 years now, almost 4. Almost 4 years now. So I have really only been wheeling for the last 3 years. I do have a stock 392, 2 inch lift, 35s. She is very capable. The Jeep is very capable. The driver, and this is what I had to keep reminding him, the driver is worried about what the Jeep can do. So yes, I made it through. Yes, there was a lot of hairy things for me that the guys made it through with absolutely no problems. As a novice, make sure you take somebody that has a little more experience to walk you through it. You will get through it. Take your time and watch your tire placements.
I've been doing this a long time, and when I seen the edge of it, I was like, I'm glad I'm not driving.
And it's only the gatekeeper that is the problem. The rest of them have bypasses that you can get through all that stuff. So
it's a fun trail. It really is.
It really is.
Up until we did Bilstein Ravine, that was my favorite trail of the day. Because it had a little bit of everything, no matter what your skill level is. You had spots even on the bypasses where you had just that little bit of off camber, that little bit of a climb.
You might have a root rod sticking out here. You might have a boulder there. You had to watch for your placement.
Yeah.
You had to watch your speed, your approach.
It was good enough, it was hard enough to where guys who have been at it for a while get something out of it, and easy enough to where people like Casey and even Uriah, he's got to beat up XJ that he didn't pay anything for, so beating it off something is not a big deal to
He
him.
sweated on it a little bit.
Yeah,
we turned most of the wrenches, but he's put some sweat equity into that.
He was still very cautious. But both of them being inexperienced loved the trail. So I think Rubicon Ridge was a great trail for everyone.
it was.
You just have to pucker for just a minute to get through that initial.
Through the very beginning of it.
Well, it's not even the very beginning because you do come down that little deal at the sign.
Yeah, you got.
And then it's a little trail, and then up and to the right,
You
and
got
that's
2
where.
seconds.
You got about a quarter to half mile to the gatekeeper.
I will make a side note. If you are a passenger and your driver does get nervous, just be quiet.
Yes.
Don't pull my card.
That's an everyday thing.
Don't worry, Uriah had the same thing going on in his.
Any final thoughts on Rubicon Ridge? Rusty, any Rubicon?
Loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go on to the next trail.